Hi, it's Andrea from KinderArt and the KinderArt Club, and today I want to talk to you about messy mats or painting mats. And I think these are something that most art teachers have at least heard about, if not used already. And I've been using them for a long time. I've been teaching for a very long time. And messy mats are basically these. And they are pieces of poster board, or where I'm from, we call them Bristol board. They're kind of like a thin cardboard or a thick paper. They're available at most dollar stores or art supply stores, and kids use them to make science fair projects and posters, and they are fantastic for using when you are working with liquid tempera paint or liquid poster paints. So I started using these way back in the day, many years ago. I was a visiting artist that went to schools. And when I went into schools, I had to make sure that I didn't leave any trace of paint on the classroom desks. So I would always bring newspaper with me. And there was one day that I forgot my newspaper. We were making masks out of Bristol board or poster board, and I needed to protect the tables. And so I had some extra pieces and I just laid them down on the tables so that the kids could make their masks and paint them without getting any paint on the tables. And partway through, I noticed that some of the students were not dipping their paintbrushes into water to clean them in between colors. They were taking their paintbrushes and they were wiping them on the poster board that was on their desks, and then they were dipping into a new paint color. And first I kind of panicked and I thought, what are they doing? But then as I looked, I noticed they were actually very clever, because they were able to take the paint off of their paintbrushes without using water and without using paper towel to pull the paint out of the brushes. They were doing this on the poster board using their paintbrushes, wiping the paint color that they weren't using anymore on the poster board, and then dipping into a new color without transferring any paint into the new color. And I thought, this is incredible, this is brilliant, and I have been using these ever since whenever I teach art to kids, and even adults as well. So these poster boards are Bristol board that I can buy. They are large. This is one that's been used quite a few times. They're about 22 by 30 inches, I'm guessing, give or take. And I either use them full size in my own studio, or when I have students that have very large desks, or I will fold them and cut them in half if I'm working in a classroom where students have small desks just to themselves. So either way, these are fantastic. Use them underneath anything that your kids are working on, whether they're masks or painting clay or working on paintings. When you're using liquid tempera or liquid poster paint, you don't even need to hand out water. They just clean their brushes on the messy mats, and then you can use water to clean the brushes later on. Anyway, that's my tip for the day. I hope it helps you. If you do use messy mats in your art room, please send me a picture of what yours look like, because I think they're pretty beautiful just on their own. They're like little works of art.